Harry loved economics and he loved teaching. I certainly remember going on a trip all through the Midwest looking for Jim O'Neill.
I will come 5 years, my max. I'll get a center started, and that was kind of the beginning.
Back in 1972, I received a letter in the mail that said I wasn't certified to teach social studies in the state of Delaware because I'd never taken an economics course.
I don't care about economics. That's not my thing. I'm language arts, I'm reading, but I'm not economics.
I was told, we won't be teaching history next year, you'll be teaching economics.
And I wasn't happy about it. I don't think I was very nice the first couple of days. You know, I sort of had an attitude to this new young professor, sort of daring him to share anything with me that I could use with my inner city students.
I believe very strongly in experiential learning, that people learn by doing.
I just was so annoyed at him because I was so used to sitting in class and just taking notes. He expected us to get up and do activities.
I took that class and I thought, this is great.
At the end of the summer class, I was hooked.
And he just sucked us in and not only gave us content in economics, but methods on how we could actually teach it in the classroom.
My underlying philosophy has been the power of the teacher. I've recognized that the teacher is the one that makes it happen. I was always looking at developing the network, and so any program that I offered, I felt I'm looking for the people that really have the fire in her eyes or his eyes. These are the people that are going to help our program expand.
That was the nucleus of the idea for the master's program. And that master's program that we have for teachers is still the only program of that kind in the country.
The leverage of the teacher teaching other teachers and then teaching that class and then subsequent classes on and on and on is just incredible.
There are several master's grads that I work with throughout the state. They serve as professional development trainers, they write curriculum.
They have allowed us to expand our impact because they're in positions where they can be change agents and help us get into the schools.
Across the country, people they've trained are the leaders in economic and entrepreneurship education.
How many people here like to take risks? I'm the only economics teacher in this school. I don't have other teachers I can network with.
The importance of teachers feeling confident in the content they're going to teach is critical.
I knew my business part of teaching. I knew the material, but the actual classroom and how to relate to the students, that's what I needed the center to teach me, and they did an excellent job.
Every state has centers for economic education. No center in the country had someone who was hired to specifically work with teachers and provide them support and follow-up.
The economy is dynamic and the financial product and services market is very dynamic and ever-changing. So teachers don't have time to keep up with that.
So it's not just, I went to a class and it's done. It's a continual process.
They're constantly looking for feedback. They're constantly looking for how can we make things better.
Teachers are thrilled with the things that they get out of the center. They're quality materials, and without them, I just don't think that economics would be taught.
Economics can be introduced at a very early level.
Yes, people would be what kind of resource?
When the center was first created, it was the Center for Economic Education, and our entire focus was on what you would think of as traditional economic content, understanding how markets work. But over time, we felt that students also needed to have a more practical application of economics, and they needed to understand a little bit about not only their personal finances, but how the world of finance worked.
My first project was to develop a personal finance curriculum that we would then train teachers and have that delivered to students.
This class is all about making good choices. How to invest, how to buy a house, how to buy an automobile, should they buy an automobile, should they lease? And when they're done, it's a collection of all the documents they're going to need for everything financial in their life. It's when parents come for open house and I talk about the course and the things that we talk about, they're like, where do we sign up?
I did EntrePrep when I was a high school student, and it's a really intense program. They come in and they say, within a week, you're gonna have your own business started. And all the students just look at the instructor, it's crazy, a business in a week? How is that possible?
I have a
potential business opportunity, potential college major, and future working woman, yeah.
We ended up actually making a lot of money from it. Our clients were happy.
We added that third piece to help kids understand, you know, you don't have to take a job, you can make a job.
So instead of being able to just talk to my students about how they fit into a particular business, I could expand on that and teach them how their business fit into the economy, how their business impacted the economy, and how they can create new opportunities through entrepreneurship and innovation.
There's no question that businesses require educated workforce, and a balanced education where economics is a key part of that curriculum is critical to the success of the workforce.
As a high school teacher, I feel really, really passionate about transitioning from being in high school to being post-high school, and economics and personal financial education are key elements to being able to transition.
As a community member, as a taxpayer, as a former business person, I would be gratified to see that this type of training is taking place.
Whether it was installing the master's program to get teachers to involve themselves to a much greater degree, whether it was including entrepreneurship or financial literacy, it was always getting ahead of the curve, trying to figure out what the next thing was necessary in the education field.
I think that with a very small staff, in a very small office, the center serves so many Delawareans, not just the teachers. The people of Delaware are richer because of the center.